Hi, welcome back. This is part 2 of our Lunar Beauty makeup look. We already have used the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism powder for highlighter today, and it is stunning. I love it. Next we'll be using the Strawberry Dreams palette from Lunar Beauty, and she is also a stunner. Look at that. And it smells like strawberries. Perfection. So we're going to start with that palette, and I'm not going to continue to hold it up to show you the shades. I will tell you what shades I'm using at the time, but it's kind of unwieldy trying to hold it up all the time. It's a bit heavy. So the first one I'm going to use is Cloudy, and it is a very light, kind of a baby pink. Some of the pans are stamped with a moon and stars, and it is the cutest thing ever. Love it. Okay, it is a little powdery, but I do this every video, and now you're like, okay, we could have a drinking game and drink every time Christine does not put her primer on before trying to start her eyes. I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution eye primer today. I like this eye primer, and I'm down to the last of it. It is about done. So I'm just trying to use it up. It has kind of a luminosity to it, which I don't mind. And I usually use a brush, kind of spread it out a little. You want a nice thin layer. You don't want gobs of eye primer. It's not going to help your situation. And this is a brush from BH Cosmetics, the 128. I like this brush. It's a kind of a dense brush that works perfectly to blend in my eye primers. So I've been using that quite a bit. As you can see, I did what I said in my last video, and if you haven't seen that video yet, hopefully I will have it linked somewhere here, where I did the face portion of this makeup. And then I went off camera to do my eyebrows, because my eyebrows are still something that I struggle with. I have good days and really stinky days with my eyebrows, and today went fairly quick, but we went ahead and just cut that out of the video anyway. Save us a little time. So we're going in again with that shade Cloudy, and I'm just going to start putting that in the crease. It is a very, very light pink color. It may do nothing more than set my crease for me, or set the lid. I can see it a tiny bit, but it is very close to my eyelid color, so you're not going to see a huge payoff. These shadows do build up nicely, so if you're willing to, put in the extra time, you can build them up to the full color that's in the pan. It just takes a little longer, and I don't mind that. I have lots of shadows in my collection that are fully pigmented. As soon as you put them on, I enjoy those as well. I think that these type of shadows are probably better for someone that might be not very confident in using colors on the eyes. Maybe you always use neutrals. So something like this that builds up nice and slow, you might, enjoy more than something that goes on fully that color. So I'll just continue to build it up, and if it gets to take too long, we can fast forward through some of this blending. Blending is important. These shadows blend beautifully. I have had shadows, especially ones that are super pigmented. If you want them to stay on the eye and look the same color that you're getting in the pan, you really can't blend over them very much. In other words, these aren't shadows that blend away as you're blending. They get a little softer, but they don't disappear on the lid. I do not like shadows like that. That's probably my only pet peeve about shadows, is that when I go to blend something and it just And where did it go? I know I put it on my eye, but where did it go? And it's gone. So, no, I do not like that kind of a shadow. I don't think anybody would like that kind of a shadow. The next shade I'm going into is, I think they're all so pretty. It's like, it's very hard to choose which one I really want to go into. But I think I'm going to go ahead and take Sunset. It's kind of a mauve-y pink shade. And it's showing up on the fluffy brush, which is a Morphe R38. And we're going to deepen up that crease a little more depth. I honestly have no idea what look I'm going for today. I kind of think I'll keep it simple, as in I'm not going to try to use every shade in the palette, and I think I'm keeping to the pink shades. I just feel like girly and pink today. I don't know why. But I think that's a really pretty color. It's not really, there is a hot pink, there is a hair on my face, or a piece of brush, I can't tell which. I wouldn't call it, I think that's enough. I wouldn't call it like a hot pink. There is a hot pink in the palette. It is on the bottom row, and it is called Pink Flash. That is a very hot, bright, neon-y kind of pink. This one's more on the subdued side. Still pretty, very pretty. This kind of reminds me of that blush that I was talking about in the face portion of this video from ColourPop. It's their other strawberry blush, pressed blush that they put out, and it is this kind of a pink. Very, very vivid, beautiful pink. What are your favorite colors to wear on your lids? I have to admit that if I could do a green look on my eyes every single day, I probably would. I would get into that kind of a rut and just do green. And I went through all of my palettes the other day, just checking them out, playing around with them, and I noticed that I have a lot of pink shadows. I mean, green. Thinking pink because I'm staring at it. I have a lot of green palettes. A lot. I'm sorry. I'm making noise and trying to look for a kind of more flat packing brush. Here's one. This is more of a smudger really, but I'm going to see if it applies the shimmers okay. This is the Morphe R43, and I'm going into one called Nightfall, and I'm just going to put that all over the lid. If it doesn't go on very well with the brush, I will try using my finger. What I aim for is not to have any fallout. That would be sweet, because I already did the face, and I don't want to have to clean it all up. That's beautiful. I love that color. I think this is my first time using that shade in the palette. It's really pretty. I'm not sure if you can see it, if it comes off on camera, how beautiful that is, but it's a dark maroon kind of pink, and then it's kind of got a lavender shift to it, and it looks really pretty. And it does apply just fine with a brush, and that is a dry brush. The shimmers in this palette are so soft and buttery. They're beautiful. He did a really, really good job with this palette. I'm impressed. I hope he comes out with more soon. My wallet does not want him to come out with more soon, but it's my heart. My heart does. My heart says, bring on more of these gorgeous, and you know what? Make them smell like something. I love it. I love that idea. I am not sensitive to smells at all though, so I completely understand some of you out there that might say, no way, stop putting smells in my makeup. I get it. when I was pregnant with both of my girls, I was extremely sensitive to smell. If I even smelled an egg frying, I would throw up. It was so gross to me, that smell. And I love eggs and eat eggs all the time, but for some reason when I was pregnant, my girls, they did not like the smell of it. Was there something else? Meanwhile, I had never had a Reuben sandwich in my entire life. And reason being, I'm not really a sandwich kind of person. And for some reason, when I was pregnant with my first baby, now I'm going to take Sweet Dream. I will finish my story, I promise. On the same kind of packer brush. And we're going to put that more towards the inner corner of the eyes. Right over top of, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Can you see the sparkle that is that shade? Wow. That is gorgeous. I love everything about this palette. This is a lighter shimmer shade in the palette, still in the pink family. And it has kind of, it must be like a micro glitter. It has such a gorgeous sparkle. I love it. I am a huge fan of the sparkle. And again, that is a dry brush. And it's applying beautifully over top of that other shimmer. Wow. Okay, I think that's all for the lid. We still have inner corner coming, and I'm gonna now try to take a smaller brush and build up that outer corner a little bit. This is a Morphe R41. It's a nice little tiny pencil type brush. I'm gonna take Strawberry Moon, which is a matte purpley wine color. I'm the best at describing colors, right? You're all going, I know exactly what she's talking about. I do. No, you don't. That's all right. This is, quite honestly, one of the prettiest palettes I've ever had the pleasure of playing with. It really is stunning if you like these purpley pink tones. I'm going to take that up into the crease a little bit and use it to really kind of add some dimension on this outer corner. I don't want to cover up that center shade too much. I want to be able to still see it. I may touch it up with my hand a little bit. But we're putting that darker color right in the outer corner. Outer V, dragging it down to the lash line a tiny bit, and also into the crease just a tiny bit, about maybe halfway across. It's a beautiful matte color. And every once in a while I get a smell of the palette because it's sitting right next to me. Now I'm going to take my large fluffy brush back into that and just kind of buff out the edges a little bit so they're not so harsh. Like I said, this palette really does blend like a dream. I don't get too excited if it does have a bit of fallout, because we still have to do the lower lash line and we can clean it up. It's not a big deal. Some people prefer to do eyes first. I do not. I don't know why. I just don't. Do I have to explain myself? This is my channel. Don't. You're just like my husband, questioning everything I do. No. He doesn't really do that. He's very, very good to me. Alright, ladies and gents, I want to take just a tiny bit of that center shade and make sure that you can still see it. That one called Nightfall. It's a little bit of a darker shimmer. Right to meet up that darkness from the outer V and that beautiful color on the inner corner. So We're going to do lower lash line next, and what I use for that is usually a nice flat brush. I like to take the darkest color, which in this case would be Strawberry Moon. I get a little bit of that on that nice flat brush and run it as close to my lash line as I can. This part is a bit tedious, but I don't want that dark color down much further, so I try to stay very tight against the lash line. A question for any of my viewers: do you or do you not like shimmers on the lower lash line? Because I know there are people in both camps. Some people think it's perfectly fine and they love it, and other people are like, what are you doing? Why would you put a shimmer on the lower lash line? I do not mind a shimmer on the lower lash line. I think it's pretty. I think it makes it cohesive. I mean, it's a rare day that I go completely matte on my eyes, so I like having the option of a shimmer down there. We're going to take our smaller brush, which is the Morphe R41, clean it off. I have a color switch in my drawer that I use in between, and I'm going to take some of that really light pink called Cloudy, the one you could barely see, and I'm just going to kind of blend that out on the bottom. I don't want it to come down too far. That's why I'm not using a huge fluffy brush. But I want to definitely smudge it out a little bit. Okay. Last but surely not least, I'm going to take that little flat smudgy kind of brush, the R43, and I am going to take some of that dark shimmer Nightfall right on the edge of it and apply that to the outer half, I suppose, of the lower lash line on both eyes. See, I think that's really pretty. You can put shimmer on your lower lash line. Who's going to tell you can't? Then I'm going to take the lighter. It's called Sweet Dream. That's the one we used on the inner corner. And I'm going to put just a tiny bit of that right here so that you can see that sparkle, and the sparkle will catch the light. Very pretty. Very pretty, very sparkly. And I'm going to take a very tiny pencil brush for the inner corner, an M431, and there is a shade in here that is a duochrome. It is, you can see purples and pinks in it. It's very kind of frosty, and there's some blue in it, and it is called Blue Diamond, and that's what I'm going to use for the inner corner. It is mostly shimmer, and it's going to catch the light beautifully. You could use this one on top of any of the shades in the palette to add a little extra shine. And then I'm going to go back into my Moon Prism powder, the highlighter that we used on the cheekbones, and the same pencil brush. I'm going to clean it off really good, get all of that other shade off of there, and pick up just a tiny bit of the Moon Prism powder for the brow bone. I think when you use your highlighter in different places on your face, it makes the look very cohesive. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree. Just my opinion. I think that is where we're going to stop on the eyes. I really like how they turned out. I don't think I've had a look from this palette that I didn't enjoy and didn't like creating. And let's make sure that we're using our cool Rebel Edge brush. It really does get right up in there in your brow bone. It is a perfect. Do you need a brow bone specific brush? No. As you saw, you can use a pencil brush. There's lots of brushes in your collection, I'm sure, that you could use for that purpose, but I wanted to try it today. And like I said, they were on clearance, and I'm not sorry that I picked them up. I think they're really cool, and they were inexpensive. I don't know that I would have paid full price for that set, considering that I already have so many other brushes that can do the same kind of jobs. Okay, so for my, I want to do a little bit of tight lining, and for that I'm going to use the Hard Candy. This is new to me. I'm giving it a try because I go through, I like to tight line every single time I do an eye look. I just like the way it looks. I think it looks cleaner, and I'm trying a new one that is less expensive because I was using, I think it's Maybelline. Who are you? Yes, Maybelline Master Precise Skinny. But I go through these things like crazy. They're so soft, and they really are awesome. It's the tiniest little tip, gets right up in there. But I have bought a lot of these for tight lining. So, and although I love the application process of it, it does transfer onto my lower waterline, and I don't like that at all. So I'm trying the Hard Candy Stroke of Gorgeous Waterproof in black for tight lining now. It does not move. This is budge proof. It goes nowhere. But it seems to be making my eyes water a little bit. So I don't know if I'll be sticking with this or not. So if you don't like this process, which a lot of people don't, look away. It doesn't bother me anymore. I'm used to doing it now. But I know anything like in the eye related bothers some people, so. Like, hey, I'm about to stick a pencil in my eye. You might want to look away. You know, some people don't like that. And then we will do lashes. I've been using a lash primer and really enjoying it. I also curl my lashes. This particular one came in a kit from TJ Maxx. It's by, I want to say it says Eye Candy. So it came in a set of rose gold, the curler, and some tweezers.
It works really well. I do about 10 seconds.
And then I put on a lash primer, and today I'm using the L'Oreal Voluminous Base. I like this lash primer. It works really well. It goes on kind of a white color and dries clear. I like that it has a color so I can see if it's actually doing anything, and it does. It's made some of the really terrible mascaras that I've had much better. So
I am now a lash primer believer. I give it a good 5 squeezes and I hold it for an additional 5 seconds. You do your lash curling any way that you're comfortable with. I know that I've heard some people that don't use a lash curler at all. Maybe their lashes are already very curled and they don't like it or need it. My lashes are pretty straight, so I do enjoy the lash curler. It does its job.
see, now I said that about that eyeliner, and I do see some transfer. Maybe because my eye won't stop watering. It's every time I use this, my eyes start to water, which is not a good sign, I suppose. So I may have to go back in the search of a new one. That's all right. So for my top lashes, I'll be using Benefit's Bad Gal Bang. This is a deluxe size. It's the smaller one. I really like getting the smaller sizes. One, I think that the brush handles are easier to maneuver, and two, it gives me a chance to try the mascara before you know, pulling the trigger on a full size, because I'm kind of picky about my mascaras. I don't wear false lashes very much. That's more of a special occasion kind of thing. And so I like my mascara to really do its job. This one does. This one lengthens. It gives me volume. It is a good mascara. I haven't had it transfer or clump up. And I have been playing around with colored mascara on my bottom lashes for a while now. I think it adds something really cool to the look. This one is Maybelline's Snapscara. and it is in a very pretty dark wine color, and it's called Black Cherry. So I guess I could have said it's in a black cherry color. It's just a little different, which I like. I think it stands out. It's a little softer than the black. It is more cohesive with the pink look, I think. And I just like it. Do what you like. Do what you like with your makeup. It's an art form, so you know, you should have the freedom to try new things and do what you really like. For the lower waterline, I'm using another heart. My nose, the entire time I have been taping today, has itched. Don't know what that's from. This is again one from Hard Candy. They have very good gel liners, and they don't stay as well on the waterline as, say, Melt or Urban Decay, but their colors are really pretty, and this is one of my favorites. I use this one a lot. It's called Shimmer Don't Wine, W-I-N-E, and it is a beautiful kind of a dark maroon wine color, and it's metallic, so it has a really pretty shine on it. I actually prefer these liners after I've used them a few times. When they're brand new like this, sometimes it takes me a little while to build up the color. Hard Candy has some good products. You can find those at Walmart, and it's a very inexpensive brand. I link everything that I can in my videos, so the prices and everything will be linked in the description box. I also always put a little note in there. Go. It's funny because the only one that seems to make my eyes water is that waterproof black liner. I don't know what it is. I'm disappointed. I was hoping I would find a relatively inexpensive dupe for some of my Urban Decay and the Maybelline one that I use on my that I use to tightline, but if it's going to make my eyes water and get red, and they are turning a little red, then we're going to have to get rid of it. I'll try it one more time, but then if it does it again, it's out. I don't have time for that. I am going to put a very tiny liquid liner on the top. I'm not going to do a wing or anything, and this is from Revolution. It is their Renaissance Flick eyeliner. It's a black felt tip liner. It's very, very simple to use and easy to hold. I spent so much time, sorry, it's hard to talk and do this, trying to learn how to do a winged liner that I finally just decided it is what it is. I'm not very good at it, and I need more practice, but I spent like 2 hours just drawing wings, and it's very difficult because when I get to this part of my eye right here, it jumps. There's a bit of an overhang right there, and when I try to get the liner to go out, it just always looks terrible. I don't know, maybe I'm being way too hard on myself, but for the anxiety and trouble it was costing me, it really wasn't worth it. And now a bunch of companies are coming out with these wing stamps, and I really want to try one. If you have any suggestions on the brand to try, please put them down below because I would love to know. Last, for the face, is our lips. And I'm trying this is a fairly new brand to me, as I said, and they will be linked down below. It's called Mellow Cosmetics, and I'm using their lip pencil in Harper. This is a pretty good nude color for me. It's a little more brown than I usually go for. I've had really good luck with its staying power, and I do overline the lips and it works really well for that. It's creamy, it has no scent whatsoever. And then on top of that, I'm going to use the same company, Mellow Cosmetics Matte Liquid Lip Paint. I used this the other day as well. I wore it to work and it really stayed on well, and it didn't feel too drying on my lips. This does have a bit of a scent, and it's a makeup-y scent. It does dry down matte. I want to see one of my other. I'm going to check this out for you because this is a regular size. I don't think I ordered a mini in this, and it is fairly small. I think it says 1.5 milliliters. Just for reference, that's a sample, so that's not a real fair look. It just is a lot smaller than most liquid lips that I have gotten, okay? I'm gonna put a gloss on top of it, the one from Lunar Beauty. It's their lip gloss that came with the Strawberry Dream collection, and this one is in Dreamy. Do you see that? It's just really small. I was shocked when I got it at the size of it. It does work really well. It dries down. It doesn't feel too like it's sucking all the moisture out of my lips or anything. And the name of that one is Auckland. It's a really pretty nude color. And those can all be found on mellowcosmetics.com. Everything will be linked in my description box, so go there and take a look. And because I don't want to get any liquid lip into my gloss, I'm going to put some of this gloss on the back of my hand and just apply it with a brush. You can wear that lipstick alone. I have. It's really pretty. But I wanted to be able to show you that gloss from Lunar Beauty because it is so pretty. It's not sticky. It's very glidey on the lips, and it has a beautiful kind of vanilla scent. I really like it. It's a good gloss. There are some stipulations when I'm looking for a gloss and what I would consider a good gloss, and one of the main ones is that it's not sticky. I don't like that feeling on my lips. I think it's awful. Anytime I put on a very sticky gloss, I immediately want to wash it off. I don't like it. So to set our makeup today and keep it in place, I'm using Pacifica's Cherry Matte Setting Spray, and it does smell like cherries, and it does seem to help with the longevity of my makeup. It also has a beautiful mister. It is not too aggressive. I don't care for aggressive sprayers that just got big blobs on your face. Believe it or not, one of the most beautiful misters that I have, I think it's from, yes, Believe Beauty. That is the brand that you can now find in Dollar General. It is extremely affordable, and I will probably just keep that bottle and put some of my other ones in it. That's how much I like that spray bottle. So, okay, the hair's that's a little nuts, but ignore my hair. Let's focus on the makeup. So, again, I am in love with the Strawberry Dream palette. I think it is absolutely stunning, gorgeous. I've liked every single look that I've created with it so far. I'm so glad that I picked it up. What really sold me in the first place was the packaging. The packaging on this, it's got kind of a, you probably can't see that very well, but it's got a 3D moon that sticks up in the center of it. And it's so gorgeous, has gold writing. I love it. It's such a beautiful palette to display in your collection. But also the color story inside and how they perform. They're creamy, they're blendable, they last a long time on the lid. I just love it. I love it. It was well worth the purchase. I also really like their highlighter. Again, keep up with this packaging. This is a heavy weighted product right here. It does not feel cheap in the least. It is gorgeous. I love the Lunar Beauty's packaging. It all goes together so beautifully with the gem on the inside and the ombre effect on the outside of the gloss bottle. That's just stunning sitting on my makeup counter. I love it. Anything else that I tried new today? The Mellow Cosmetics. I have already used that liquid lip once or twice, and the lip liner, and like I said, longevity was wonderful. I even drank my coffee at work, and I talk a lot as a teacher, and it really stayed in place, and I was impressed with that. It doesn't make my lips feel dry or cracky or anything like that. It layers a gloss on top easily. It doesn't break it up, so that's a good thing because I really do like incorporating gloss in my look. I just do. I'm not much for a completely matte lip. It has its time and place. I understand that, but I really do prefer a gloss. I don't think we had anything else brand new in the eye area today. So I think that's it. I think we'll wrap it up there. Please, if you haven't, go back and watch part 1 of this little beauty look, because I did the face products in that one and talked about a couple of new things that I've been trying out and really loving for the past month. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Please. Just go ahead and subscribe, and we'll be best friends, and we can hang out and do stuff. And also check out my Instagram, because now we're friends, and you have to go over there so you know what's going on with me all the time. And just, you know, be a follower. I follow lots and lots of people. It's not hard. You just click a button, and you'll get to see my makeup looks of the day, and maybe even some shots of my beautiful daughters and a lot of pets that are in my house living right now. So I will see you again in my next video, hopefully very soon. I hope you're all happy, healthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.